Couple quick things before this video starts. Firstly, thank you to Chivo for editing this video. He's edited all of the most recent Beatles reactions and is going to be doing all of the solo albums as well. Secondly, this reaction is actually taken from a couple months back from one of my viewer music submission live streams, hence the different background and different hair. We do these streams every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 3 PM UK time, so if it sounds like something that's we do these streams every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday at 3 PM UK time, so if it sounds like something that's interested to you, you can stop in, say hi, and send me some music. Thirdly, these videos obviously aren't meant to give like objective criticisms to these albums. That's never been the goal with these, and it never will be the goal with these. It's just me sharing my first reaction, sharing my personal opinion on the albums, and trying to get yours in return to create interesting discourse. So, when you do end up disagreeing with something I say, which will eventually happen, we all have different music tastes, don't go in the comments and get mad at me and start telling me that my parents hate me and stuff like that. Just share your opinion down below and create some discussion with other people. That's the entire point of this, is to discuss the music. Oh, and also like and subscribe and whatnot. We're on our way to 2K and we're getting pretty damn close. And with that being said, enjoy the video. So this is specifically tracks 1 to 11 of the 2021 mix of Plastic Ono Band. Okay. Right, here we go. Track 1, Plastic Ono Band. Let's just go. It's like a duel of who has the better album, yeah? Is the Yoko Ono or Lennon version? I didn't even know there was different versions.
Mother, you had me, but I never had you. I wanted you. You didn't want me.
When did the song come out? 1970. 1 year before Paul McCartney's album. This album has even better reception than Ram, by the way. This has a 90 critic and an 83 user. Let me look at what Ram had. 80 critic, 87 user. Slightly higher user, slightly lower critic. So they're pretty close.
You didn't need me. Daddy, come home. Mama, come go. Daddy, come home. Mama, don't go. Daddy, come home. Mama, don't go.
This is about his mother who died in 1958.
Daddy, come home.
Great vocal performance, I'll give it that. The song is a little boring. Like, it's getting a little too... Miss C-Day, but Noah's content has been consistent. I've always been more of a Noah's Noah enjoyer over C-Day. I like C-Day, but I personally prefer Noah's Noah a little bit. I'm talking about Fortnite content over this song about this guy talking about his mum who's dead. What am I doing? That song got a little too repetitive towards the end for me. It did kind of just feel like, okay, this song is definitely overstaying its welcome. But the vocal performance was very, very strong. The writing here towards like the front of the track, all like just the individual lines, very impactful, honestly. And when he starts like shouting and screaming at the end, it did genuinely hit. So for that reason, I will give this song a flat 8. Good start to the album, but I feel like it just has a few pacing issues here and there. It does get a little bit stale and repetitive, but still, I think it's a solid opener, and it has me excited for the rest of the album. The very first screamo vocalist, exactly. Next track, Hold On. Going from 5.5 minutes to 1.5 minutes. See, the Beatles invented everything.
Hold on, it's gonna be alright.
So was this album made by John Lennon and Yoko Ono? Or is it just like, just made by John Lennon and then it's just called the Plastic Ono Band?
By yourself and there's no one else. You just have yourself and you tell yourself just to hold on. Cookie. Hold on, word.
The Cookie Monster jump scare for real.
You're gonna see the light. Oh, and when you're warm, really warm, well, you get things done like they've never been done. So hold on.
I like that a lot. The first two songs on this album feel very flat, but in the best way possible. That song's on 8.7. The first two songs on this album feel very flat, but in a good way. They feel very blunt emotionally, which I guess would make sense with this being coming out literally right after the Beatles ended. This came out in 1970, and the final Beatles album came out also in 1970, I think, right? Let It Be came out in 1970, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Let It Be came out literally earlier the exact same year. So I guess the very blunt emotions of the album definitely make a lot of sense after that. 8.7, good song. Next track I found out.
I told you before, stay away from my door. Don't give me that brother.
Oh, Rolling Stone seems to prefer this album, maybe about 100. I mean, Rolling Stone give everything a 100, but damn. For Rolling Stone, it's either 100 or like 30 to 50, exactly. Huh. Having that line in there is surprisingly very impactful, especially coming out of the Beatles and how clean a lot of their stuff was. Having that line in there to represent, I guess, growth. No, not growth, oh my god. It's a nice way to show that this is like, this isn't the Beatles, this is John Lennon doing his own thing. Showing that he's not afraid to be more uncensored. Oh, is he gonna diss all the Beatles as well? Harrison dissed, and he's gonna mention Paul. Does he mention Ringo? He doesn't. Hey, Ringo's safe. Look at that. Oh, Ringo helped on this album? Makes sense why he wouldn't be dissing him then. I like that one a lot. That might honestly be my favorite so far. The direct disses to the other Beatles on here, I think with you got one towards, I'm guessing, George Harrison there, and then you got I've Seen Religion from Jesus to Paul. That's so funny. That's actually so funny. That's great. I love that they just like started dissing each other on all of these early albums. It makes it so fun. He did a diss track on Paul on the album Imagine also. I might have to listen to that. Let me see, was Ringo actually on this album? We're gonna have to check Genius for this. I don't know why I choose to check Genius of all things, but you know. I could literally just look up, is Ringo Starr on this John Lennon album? But no, I decide to go to Genius and then look at the credits. Yeah, Ringo Starr did help with this album, so it makes sense why John left him out of it. Working Class Hero. Oh, I've heard this song.
As soon as you're born, they make you feel small by giving you no time instead of it all, till the pain is so big you feel nothing at all.
Corey did it better? Wait, is there a different version of this song?
A working class hero is something to be.
There is a different version of this song. What's the other version? Green Day? Is it the Green Day version that I'm thinking of?
A working class hero is something to be.
I think I'm thinking of the Green Day version, not that. Is that like another version of this song? Corey Feldman cover? Okay, hold on. I need to hear that. Corey Feldman, Working Class Hero. Yes, I need to hear this. No, is it been taken off of Spotify? No. He's taken it off of Spotify. That's devastating. That is actually devastating. That is so unfortunate.
Till you're so fucking crazy you can't follow their rules.
Yeah, he's just he'd be swearing on this album. Not something you'd hear in the Beatles.
When they've tortured and scared you for 20 odd years, then they expect you to pick a career. When you can't really function, you're so full of fear.
Did John Lennon invent profanity? Yeah. Oh, look at that. He's again getting edgy with this one.
Something to be. Keep you doped with religion and sex and TV. And you think you're so clever and classless and free, but you're still fucking peasants as far as I can see.
The only explicit song on the album.
A working class hero is something to be.
Family Guy reference, I was thinking the same thing.
Working class hero is something to be. But first you must learn how to smile as you kill. If you want to be like the folks on the hill. A working class hero is something to be.
I have not heard that,
A
no.
working class hero is something to be. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me. If you want to be a hero, well, just follow me.
It's when John said the N-word. Oh my god. Well, you know what? John didn't say the N-word on this song, so I said 10 out of 10. No, I'm joking. This song's actually pretty good. I've heard the Green Day cover of this song before. That's right. The Green Day cover. He shouted the N-word on national TV. Why would he do that? John Lennon L, I suppose. It was him trying to be progressive for women? How does that work? He farted on national TV? Now that I can get behind. Okay, farting on national TV, that's hilarious. We're just too young to understand exactly. If I listen to It's Everyday Bro by Logan Paul, that's not even the right Paul brother, but alright, I guess we're listening to 1 minute of It's Everyday Bro after this stream. After this album, sorry. Yeah, I've heard the Green Day version of this song before. It's actually kind of an okay cover. I didn't realize it was even a cover. I didn't know it was originally a John Lennon song. Guys, he had good intentions, I swear. This is like an 8. 8.3. The tension in this song, the anger that is being put across, actually comes across very well here. He does a great job of portraying it, especially for, like, I think it's one of the things that I guess is the best example of that is the use of the swearing. Because, you know, you're thinking, oh, John Lennon from the Beatles, they were very clean in their music, but then you wouldn't expect him to start whipping out the swear words like this. But no, he does, and it's showing how angry he is. I just gave the most, like, basic English student explaining the point of a text. Fucking dissection of the lyrics there. But you know what I mean, okay? It's effective, is basically what I'm trying to say. Next track, Isolation. I need to shut up sometimes, man.
People say we got it made. Don't they know we're so afraid? Isolation. Everybody got to have a home. Isolation.
So the Paul McCartney album was the more fun album, and this one's the depressing album. Okay.
Trying to change the whole wide world.
Like, yeah, Paul McCartney's album was listed under all of those genres, and this one is just singer-songwriter, blues, piano rock, contemporary folk.
The world is just a little town.
Someone said this album inspired grunge.
Everybody trying to put us down.
Who said that? Is that in a review on here?
I don't expect you to understand after you've caused so much pain. But then again, you're not to blame.
A random YouTuber you watched once? He's like Beatles Mania as a person. Yeah. Wait, you're saying Beatles Mania isn't a person?
Isolation. The sun will never disappear, but the world may not have many years.
That was honestly my favorite so far. I give that one a flat 9. I don't know why. It doesn't feel like it should be my favorite up to this point. It was one of the simplest songs so far. It was one of the shorter tracks as well, like under 3 minutes. I don't know, there was something very gripping about that song. It actually kind of hit as well. Yeah. I don't know. One of the shortest tracks so far, but my favorite up to this point. One of the most effective, most simple songs on the album up to this point, and I think, yeah, it worked really well. Remember. People say Neil Young inspired grunge. Okay. For the first half of that song, I was really feeling it. I thought it was just like maybe the most fun song on the album up to this point. But then moving into the back half, it just sort of got a little stale to me. I mean, it's okay, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It just sort of does the same thing and just plays it out, and it kind of just loses me by the time you get into the second half of the track. It's still I'm debating on whether I'm going to give this a 6 or a 7. I'm not too sure. I think a flat 7, like an even flat 7, because the first half is very strong, but it really does just sort of like beat it into the ground, I guess, and it just completely loses me by the time you reach the second half. It's not terrible, it's not even bad by any means. I'd still say it's a good song. It just has a really strong first half and a weak second half. That sounds more like a 6 than a 7, though. Yeah, no, it's 6.5. Now that I say that out loud, it definitely, yeah, it's more of a 6 than it is a 7. Track 7, Love. Okay, we're getting a piano ballad.
Love is real.
Ooh, hold on.
Real is love. Love is feeling. Feeling love. Love is wanting to be loved. Love is asking to be loved. Love is you, you and me. Love is knowing we can be. Love is free. Love is needing to be loved.
That is my favorite so far. I actually love that. Yeah, strongest song up to this point. That one definitely feels like it's about the Beatles. It feels like a bitter end to something here. Like love is needing to be loved, love is living. But the tone of the song feels like it's a bitter end to something, and the only I'm not sure if he was going through like maybe a breakup at the time, and that could be what this is, but besides that... Well, no, he wouldn't have been going through a breakup at the time. He's with Yoko Ono. I'm an idiot. Yeah. I'm pretty sure this is about the Beatles. That's what I get from this, at least. It is definitely the most effective song that is about the Beatles and the breakup of the band from these two projects that I've listened to this stream. It was actually surprisingly decently emotionally impactful. The stripped back instrumental helps to elevate that a lot as well. And I think that the very somber vocal performance like brings it even higher for me. So yeah, 9.2. Favorite song on the album up to this point. Next up, Well, Well, Well. Nearly 6 minutes. echo effect on the drums is kind of cool. Actually gives the song kind of like a shuffly feel. Actually, it's improving it a decent bit. John was the best songwriter. John doesn't innovate much when he's solo. He looks back and does tired, classic, boring rock and roll. Screamy's kind of innovative though. I will say, while this album hasn't been the most unique thing so far, the writing has been what's kind of carried it. At its best moments, the simplicity does wonders to make the lyrics more impactful. Yeah, I agree. Like, especially on that previous song. Like, the best example of that is on the previous song. Track feels a little empty instrumentally, which is what he was going for, I guess. I honestly found myself enjoying that one a decent bit. I would give that one like a high 7. 7.7, 7.8. It isn't my favorite song on the album up to this point, but it was an interesting experiment. Having the drums be... I don't know if that's like an echo effect, or if it's like multiple drum takes being played one after the other. It adds a lot to the song, making it feel like a lot more shuffly than it would if it was just the one single take without any echo. And then you have like some stuff going on with the vocals as well. They like the way they mix some of the effects on them as well that add an interesting layer to the track. But I will say it's too long, and the writing on that one is the least interesting on the writing on that one is the least interesting it's been on the album up to this point, in my opinion. But still, I thought the sound was strong enough to bring it up to like a 7.7. Request Ringo's whole discog. Sounds like it's probably not going to be great, I can't lie. Next up, Look at Me.
Look at me. Who am I supposed to be? Who am I supposed to be? Look at me.
I've heard a riff that sounds exactly like this somewhere, and I can't think of where. Oh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. It's legit. It's Julia? Oh wait, the Beatles?
Half of what I say is meaningless.
Oh. Okay, so he's literally just reusing the riff. That'll be where I've heard it, yeah. Okay. Didn't even realize.
Oh, my love. Here I am.
I have no clue what effect that is on the vocals. It kind of sounds like a phaser, but I can't tell if it is.
What am I supposed to do? Here
that a phaser?
What can I do?
Might be a
for
flanger.
you? What can I do for you?
Actually, it might be.
Here I am.
Yeah, no, because a phaser would actually change the pitch, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's probably not a phaser.
My love.
God is one of his best songs.
Oh, my love.
Oh, God's up next.
Oh, my love.
God is lyric-wise the best. I'm excited for that track then. Yeah, this is another example of what you pointed out earlier. Simplicity is this album's strong suit. Track 11 is the last song, yeah. My Mummy's Dead. Which... I'm expecting that song to... Wait, hold on, it's only 51 seconds. Huh. Yeah, that is another example of simplicity being this album's strong suit. Get that one a 9. The... whatever effect it was on the vocal was probably a flanger, not a phaser. It actually added to this a lot. It actually elevated the vocal performance in a really compelling way for me. I think that the writing on that one as well was very, very strong about him questioning who he is, having like an identity crisis, saying, "Oh, nobody knows who I am except me." Which I guess would be the opposite of an identity crisis, actually. It's difficulty of expression, I suppose. Like, he's aware of who he is and who he wants to be, but he isn't able to express that. Look at me, I'm figuring this album out. I'm actually a genius. Next track, God. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. Alright. And then he'll say it again.
God is a concept by which we measure our pain.
I wonder what he means by that.
I'll say it again.
I'm actually going to get Genius up to figure out what he means by that, because there's a couple different things he could mean by that. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. People who suffer the most in the world tend to be those who are the most religious. Religion is much more widespread in the third world than in the West, and the most devout religious believers in the West are generally those who have been born again after hard times. He said, what about God? And I will go on and on about how people who have deep pain generally tend to believe in God with a fervency. And he said, oh, you mean God is a concept by which we measure pain? Just bang. I would go all around and... I'd go all around and he was there, just like that. And that was John. John could take very profound philosophical concepts and make it simple. Okay, so I guess what he means by this is the more pain you feel, the more drawn you are to seek God, I guess. I guess is what he means by that. If I was 1,000 years old, I would have known what it meant immediately. Exactly. Because I'm not literally in my grave right now, I just can't understand it.
Our pain, yeah, pain, yeah. I don't believe in magic. I don't believe in Bible.
What is I Ching? I Ching involves flipping several coins and then determining their meaning with the help of the Book of Changes, an ancient Chinese tome that was thought to hold the key to the future. Huh. That's good.
I don't believe in Jesus. I don't believe in Kennedy. I don't believe in mantra.
Ooh. He doesn't believe in Beatles, everybody. He doesn't believe in Beatles.
I don't believe in yoga. I don't believe in Elvis.
You don't need to do Elvis like that, bro.
I don't believe in Zimmerman.
Spoiler, I spoiled the
I
album.
don't believe in Beatles. just believe in me. Yoko and me.
I love the writing on this.
That's reality.
Kind of selfish, that John.
The dream is over. What can I say? The dream is over.
This part of the song makes you tear up every time.
Yesterday.
Understandably so. This is a very emotionally open point of the on a very emotionally open album. This is arguably the most emotionally open point on it.
Now I'm reborn. I was the walrus, but now I'm John. And so, dear friends, you'll just have to carry on. The dream is over.
Hey, that's the best song on the album, honestly. He Hated Ram. As of right now, I think I like this album more than Ram myself, so I guess John Lennon is 1-0 on Paul McCartney right now. An absolutely fantastic wrapping up of the themes of this album. I know it's not technically the closer, but I'm assuming My Mummy's Dead is meant to just be like a bonus piece on the album, because it's only like 50 seconds. The most direct, blunt addressing of the Beatles on the album up to this point. There's been some hints about it towards the beginning, especially on the song where he was talking about there's religion and there's Paul, and then he mentioned Harry, I guess was meant to be George Harrison as well. But no, on this one, he is literally just saying, hey, listen, I'm upset. I miss the guys in the Beatles, but it's done. The dream is over. It's time to move on. And tying it to the themes of not believing in God. I guess it's also a way of not believing in this dream that he's created, I guess. And maybe that's his way of measuring the pain instead of God, is through like his response to the Beatles. I don't know. There's many different ways I could go about interpreting this. Let's see what Genius says. Genius is either completely right or completely wrong. A controversial song in which Legend. This is not John Legend. A controversial song in which John Lennon distanced himself from what he saw as idols being worshipped by people, including, interestingly, God and Jesus. The song, along with the comment he made when he was still a Beatle that they were bigger than Jesus, have been cited as a possible motivation for his assassination. Wait, really? Is that why he was assassinated? Oh no, this guy just called this guy out. Wait, hold on, but that has 14 down dutes on. Look at this. This has 14 down dutes on fucking Genius. I don't know what to believe. The people are telling me different things. Basically, very good song, best song on the album. Last track, My Mummy's Dead. I mean, I imagine, were my mummy to also be dead, this is probably how I'd feel about it as well. But, like, this gets a question mark out of 10. I'm not counting this towards the album score. Tell you what, I will score this. I'll give this like a, I don't know. I'm not going to score it. It gets a question mark out of 10 because I'm assuming this is literally just meant to be a bonus track. I don't imagine this was meant to be an actual, like, part of the main track listing. So we're not going to count it. We're not going to score it. Because my score on this could range anywhere from a 4 to an 8. Let's figure out the actual score for the album. Yeah, exactly. It was the post-credits scene. That's what that was meant to be. Now, you guys are probably wondering, who won the war? Who won the rap battle? Was it Paul McCartney or was it John Lennon? Which one of the two won this little battle of the Beatles members that they had going on here? John Lennon one. 85. Good ass album. Rap battle, yeah. This was a battle of who had the best solo album. Was it McCartney or was it Lennon? George lost. I've not heard Harrison's solo album, so I can't speak. But as of right now, Lennon's 1-0 on McCartney right now. Cool. Lennon W. Look at this. Literally had the 2 albums back to back, and Lennon wins. Okay. If Paul didn't have this crap, where is it? If Paul didn't have this crap on his album, it would have been a bit closer. But no, he decided to put a 3 out of 10 song on his album and brought him down to a high 7 instead of a low 8. So Lennon wins by a decent margin. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other Beatles solo projects for you. Thank you again to Chivo for editing this video. I really greatly appreciate it. Make sure you like and sub if you haven't. We're on our way to 2K. Links in the description to my Discord, my album of the year, my Twitter, and my other channels. And yeah, I'll see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye bye.